This is the flag of Vatican City. This specific design is surprisingly young, only from 2023. It was officially defined in the new constitution, the Fundamental Law of Vatican City State, which was adopted that year. Now, before 2023, there was a different flag defined in the Vatican's 2001 constitution. This was the official version from 2001 until 2023. But here's where it gets interesting. If you look up the Vatican flag on Wikipedia between 2017 and 2022, this is the version you'd see. The key difference? The base of the tiara? It's red. This inconsistency was only discovered in December 2022. Once it was spotted, the flag was updated, and the issue was considered resolved. Or so we thought. Fast forward 4 months, and a Reddit user noticed the change and posted about it on the vexillology subreddit. They pointed out that this red tiara wasn't just showing up on Wikipedia. In fact, it had made its way onto many real-world flags. It turned out that the flag makers around the world, looking up the Vatican flag online, had been using this incorrect design for years, sometimes without even realizing it. The error even made its way into emojis and official events, like Pope Francis's visit to Iraq in 2021. This brought the issue to the attention of the internet, and the reaction was swift. Some Reddit users responded to the post, denouncing the error, and news articles were written to cover the incident. The popular Twitter account Depths of Wikipedia jumped in, tweeting about it and calling the mistake an example of cytogenesis, a term for the circular reporting of misinformation often perpetuated by Wikipedia. It became a brief blip in the world of Wikipedia vexillology, a cautionary tale about how misinformation can spread. And so, for a time, the matter seemed to be laid to rest. The next chapter of this story takes us to the moon, and I promise it all ties together. In 1969, when the Apollo 11 mission landed on the moon, the astronauts took small flags of 135 countries with them. These flags, along with some moon rocks, were returned to the countries as a gesture of goodwill. When Vatican City received their flag, they placed it in the Vatican Museum. This preserved flag, untouched for all those years, also had a red tiara base. But that's not all. There are numerous other examples of flags with a red tiara base. For instance, in 2008, Pope Benedict XVI was seen with one. Or consider this car, which was the scene of the 1981 assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II. Or the official Vatican website back in 2007. In fact, when the user uploaded this version of the flag with the red tiara base to Wikipedia Commons in 2017, they made sure to note in their edit comment, all images of actual Vatican City flags show a red opening at the bottom of the tiara. To find out what really happened, I reached out to the user who sparked what they call the Great Commons Vatican Flag kerfuffle, asking about the edit that they made 8 years ago. They assured me that they didn't just create the flag design out of thin air. It was based on pre-existing versions, and they even showed me some photographic evidence to back it up. So it seemed pretty clear that the variation was not new, and Wikipedia was not entirely to blame. But what exactly was going on here? To find out more, I spoke with Reverend William Becker. He's a Roman Catholic priest from the Diocese of Winona-Rochester in Minnesota, USA, and also a vexillologist who's written a book on the history of Vatican City flags. Reverend Becker explained that flags at the Vatican have never been very standardized. Flag makers in Italy often used whatever templates they had on hand, leading to many different variations. He pointed out that the debate over the red or white tiara isn't the only issue. There were also questions about the shape of the keys and the tiara, the intricate detailing of those elements, and even the proportions and shades of color used. According to him, these variations aren't necessarily wrong, they're just imprecise. Like we've mentioned, Vatican City actually updated its constitution in 2023 to include a new standardized flag design. But Reverend Becker speculates that flag makers would likely continue using the older templates. In fact, he wonders if the new design is even flying in Vatican City right now. So, the huge variety of flag designs boils down to a lack of standardization by the flag makers, despite some efforts by the Vatican to define an official flag. But what about the consistent appearance of the red tiara base? Why does that specific detail keep showing up? We can only speculate on that one. To understand where all these variations come from, we need to go back to the original 1929 Constitution. For 72 years, it was the document that defined the flag of the Vatican. But here's the catch. It only had a black and white image of the flag and didn't specifically mention the color of the tiara's base or many other details. Fast forward to the 2001 Constitution, which did show a color version of the flag. In this version, the tiara had a white base. However, the coat of arms on the flag featured a tiara with a red base. Given how similar the images were, it's no wonder flag makers might have gotten confused. By the way, this coat of arms tiara was also updated to a white base in the 2023 Constitution. Another source of confusion may be from the book Flags of All Nations, published by the British government in 1955. This book shows a tiara with a red base, and Reverend Becker suspects that this illustration might have influenced American and British flag makers. All of these factors, combined with the influence of the Wikipedia image, likely contributed to the popularity of flags with a red tiara base. And there you have it, the convoluted truth behind the mystery, which doesn't really have a clear-cut right or wrong answer. But does it even matter? Does the average pilgrim visiting Vatican City, or a diplomat setting up a backdrop for a photo op really care about the flag's details? Or is this a problem only for vexillology enthusiasts? I asked Reverend Becker this very question. He said it's not an easy one to answer. He calls precise standardization a modern luxury, though he still prefers it, as it provides flag makers with a reliable guide if they want to create an accurate representation. With that perspective in mind, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to Reverend William Becker for his thoughtful insight on this topic. If you're curious to learn more about the history of Vatican flags, I highly recommend his book, Vatican Flags, Keys and Crowns Since 1800. It's a detailed look at the history of the Vatican's flags. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Vatican flags, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. Also, check out our news page for an up-to-date look at the present and future of vexillology. We'll keep you posted on all the flag-related stories you need to know. See you next time.